At AlanCoxShow.com. Cavs still in Milwaukee. Playing the Bucks twice. They lost by 10 on Wednesday night. They will get another crack at them tonight. Isaac Okoro and Darius Garland both celebrating birthdays today. 23 and 24 respectively. And the Cavs in Milwaukee tonight. 8 o'clock is the tip-off. 7:30 is the pregame coverage here on The Buzzard. You can also listen to the game on the iHeartRadio app. And then they will return home Monday to play the Clippers. And then they'll play the Detroit Pistons here at home on Wednesday night at the Romo Fijo. Pistons are the worst team in the National Basketball Association. I mean, not by much. Spurs are pretty bad, too. But the Pistons just having a hell of a time. So should they come to Cleveland and beat the Cavs in their home arena, boy, that would...
that'd be a bummer.
That would really be something. Really be something. But Cavs, Bucks, tonight, second of two. Live from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where Doc Rivers is now skippering the Milwaukee Bucks for the foreseeable future. Are you okay out there?
No.
Yeah. You gonna make it?
I'm stressed out, man.
You know, you what?
I'm stressed out.
Stressed out.
I'm moving.
Like the 21 Pilots song.
Moving is stressful in general.
Yeah, moving across states, really. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just like, there's so much to do, and I can't do any of it. But it's all constantly being worried about in my head. You know?
You mean you can't do anything about it now?
Right now, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm still like worried.
Yep.
It's all just hovering.
It's just hovering.
It's a
And it'll
state
be
of
fine after next
unsettled.
week. But yeah. But just
Yeah,
like.
what's the plan with that? So you're coming back here for a few days.
I'm coming back Saturday. I have a gig in Tiffin. Okay, so I fly in Saturday, drive down to Tiffin, and then Sunday I'll be home, broadcasting with you guys Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday I've got a, yeah, I know, it's very disgusting.
I'm very used to not having you here.
I know. And
No,
then
it'll be nice.
Wednesday I'm picking up the U-Haul and packing it up, but I haven't like scheduled movers or anything because I'm like, I just need people for like 2 hours, but I'm 34. Like, I feel like I'm too old to ask my friends to help me pack up a U-Haul. You know what I mean?
Six-pack of beer isn't going to do it anymore.
Yeah, like I'm at the point in my life where I should just hire professional help.
It's expensive, though.
Expensive.
Exactly, where I'm like, I'm going to pay people to come.
You're doing it this weekend?
No, Wednesday.
Okay, well, if it's before or after the show, I could probably help you.
And then Brian and I leave Thursday in the U-Haul, get here, have to unpack everything here. And again, it's like hire people or ask 40-year-old comics to come help me unload my U-Haul.
I think your first order of business once you get back to Ohio, you and Brian are like boning, right?
Yes. You
Okay.
kidding me?
Okay.
Oh, they're
making
saving
been a
themselves for
month.
marriage.
It's been a month.
First order of business.
That is the first order, but you're like, all right, I don't want to hear anything. Like, that's not even like a take off your
Let
clothes
me
situation.
look at the docket. Yep, owning.
You just cut a hole in your pants. You're like, I don't even have time to take these
Just
off.
figure it out. No, and then yeah, and then it'll be fine after that. After I'm in the apartment, well, no, because then I got to fly home and get the cat and drug her up and bring her back on a plane. So it's just a busy next 10 days. And then my brain's like,
Yeah, the
I
cat
can't
thing
shut
is
it
what
off.
sucks.
The cat thing sucks, and then it's like, is she gonna be? She'll be fine once she's here, but then my roommate has a cat, so then it's like,
Make sure they get along.
once we're actually here, then we start the process of introducing the cats. Which, if anybody's ever adopted a cat when you already had one, or introduced 2 adult cats, it can be totally fine, or it can be hell on earth. So, I mean, we're going to take it super, super slow and, like, keep them in their own rooms for a couple weeks, and then you kind of slowly start to introduce them to one another. But
I was going to say, the good thing about your apartment is they got plenty of room to
Yeah.
run around. Like, I
Yeah.
can't believe your apartment. It's as cheap as it is, and it's as big as it is. Like, that.
my bedroom is, like, 350 square feet.
Which one is yours?
The one, the front one with the window.
Ooh.
I got the big one.
Okay.
So my roommate got a couple extra closets that are in the common space. So I'm still paying more in rent than she is. She's like, you have the big room that comes with 2 closets. I'll take these extra 2 closets that are in the hallway. I'll take the small room, and then you pay more in rent. I'm like, that's fair. But yeah, once they're actually settled and used to the room, then you kind of start opening the doors and letting them explore for an hour or two and then putting them back and then introducing them while they're in their crates. And then you take them out of their crates. And it's like, according to online, this is like a whole month process of introducing 2 cats to each other.
Oh, God, they're so snippy.
They are, though. That's the problem. It's not like dogs where they're just going to growl and get over it. Cats are super, super territorial.
Have you checked on the apartment since you've rented it? Like, do you know how it's coming along?
No, they texted us the other day because I sent them a message and was like, hey, I switched the gas and electric over into my name. Service is starting on the 1st. Like, we should be all good there. And they're like, they text back saying that painting was coming along and that everything was almost done. But they didn't send pictures or anything. That's it. Just tired.
So as far as the boning goes, I don't know if anybody's following Tara Blair on Instagram. I don't know if this got served to me or whatever, but I can't stop watching it. It's just a woman who's feeding pickup lines to her husband. It's just horrifying my husband with dirty pickup lines, and she says them.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen this?
These are annoying.
Are they really?
Does she have a filter on her face?
They're super old street jokes, but she
Yeah.
says them deadpan, and the husband doesn't know them. So they're just both, I can't stop watching it.
Really?
Are you a Rubik's Cube? Because the more I play with you, the harder you get.
I mean, it's just silly. It's just a guy and his wife. And yeah, the jokes are all a million years old, but for some reason it cracks me up. They're starting to monetize it too. They must be getting served to a lot of people.
Yeah, someone sent me some of those to, and I was just like, yeah, not my thing.
Not for you.
Good for
It's
them.
silly. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's silly. You can leave us voicemails, by the way, if you like. I got some money for you here in a few minutes, too, so don't sleep on that Buzzard Bookie keyword. Voicemails at the After Hours line, 216-986-8903.
Hey, gang, Evan in Lakewood here. So, Alan, on Wednesday, you said that if you meet someone who's really into They Might Be Giants, you just know you're not going to get along. Hey, gang, Evan in Lakewood here. So, Alan, on Wednesday, you said that if you meet someone who's really into They Might Be Giants, you just know you're not going to get along. And I got to say, I was kind of hurt by that because I feel like if you got to know me, we would be best friends. And I've seen They Might Be Giants in concert 36 times. You also said that They Might Be Giants fans are obviously also into cake and bare naked ladies, but I'll have you know that my other favorite band is Meshuggah. So explain that, Alan.
Meshuggah's pretty good. I'll give you that. Good for you. I can't.
Alan.
He got me. Thank you, Evan. Well, you're learning new things every day, right? Anytime I'm proven wrong, it means I've learned something new.
Someone in the chat said Mary doesn't like any whimsy in her music, and I thought that was
Doesn't
really
like
funny.
whimsy?
She doesn't like any whimsy
What is that like because of
because you don't
What?
like weird stuff.
Well, no, whimsy and weird. I mean, I don't care for that stuff either. I mean, if it's like too twee for me, it's not for me.
But you like some stuff that's a little more out there. Mary likes very meat and potatoes music.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing. I
She
didn't say
likes what
anything
she
was wrong with it.
likes.
I just said the comment was funny.
When I hear the word whimsy, I think of like Disney music or like Fantasia.
Well, yes, I
I think they're being a little more broad with it and like more like just something that's a little more off the beaten path. And I mean, is this Meshuggah or They Might Be Giants?
this is They Might Be Giants.
Oh, okay.
No, it isn't.
This is what Evan is in. Yeah, this one's called Birdhouse in Your Soul. This is the one they did on the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse sing-along.
All right, you're annoying.
No,
I
this would
thought-
be Meshuggah. This
I
is
was
not,
like, I thought We Might Be Giants was like.
Brian's
They-
probably into
Yeah.
They
Meshuggah.
might be giants. We might be giants.
We
I
might
a
be
giant.
giants.
I don't know.
No, listen, I think whimsy has its time and its place. It just is a very specific genre, and it's not one that's for
I like
me.
some silliness in some of my music.
Yeah,
and,
it's
and
fine.
that's what I get with They Might Be Giants. It's not an everyday listen, but every once in a while you're like, you know what? It just makes me feel silly and happy, and it's a good time. I like that.
Now, Mary, do you think that in general you're somebody who can't appreciate whimsy?
No, I think I like whimsy.
Mhm.
I can't think of an example of whimsy, but I think I like it.
I mean, that's pretty good, right? It's not
Yeah.
monotonous or anything.
Perfect. Sounds
Hey, I'm going to be doing our metal show tomorrow night, by the way. I'm not doing Meshuggah tomorrow night, but you can always request some if you want. We do a metal show called 2 Hours to Midnight. And it starts at 10 o'clock, and it's a lot of fun. It's me, it's Corey Roddick, it's Pat Butler. And we'll play local stuff, play brand new stuff, and I'm sure we'll throw some Meshuggah in at some point. We've played them before. I'm sure we'll play them again. Maybe I'll throw some They Might Be Giants in there just to make sure that everybody's really paying attention.
Yeah.
Really paying attention.
Catch them sleeping.
Mm-hmm. So tomorrow night, 10 o'clock, a lot of death, a lot of evil, a lot of dark, black thoughts from all over the world, from Norway and from Sweden and from Las Vegas and from right here in Cleveland, Ohio, and from all points in between. Speaking of death, somebody posted a list of, we learn things, I hope, over time, and it's interesting to look way back and see things that people died from, because some of them we've learned more about these conditions and they've just changed the name of them, like consumption used to be a thing, but that's just tuberculosis, the more you learned about it. But it's more interesting to me the things that people thought you died of, or they just didn't know what people were dying of. But cities would keep lists of diseases and casualties, and somebody had posted one from London in the year 1632, and what people died from. Now, back then, there were a lot of people dying from what today would just be considered, in and out surgery, like outpatient procedures, right? Back then, they weren't doing all that stuff. So there's a lot of dead kids. There's a lot of thrushes on there. That's the beauty. Mary had thrush. It's such an old-timey affliction that when you hear about it, you go, wow.
It's one of those things where a lot of people talk about how when they were older people, they'll be like, well, when I was a kid, we didn't have peanut allergies and all this blah, blah, blah. It's because those kids died. Like a lot of them, like the mortality rate was very different.
Were they dying from peanuts back then?
I don't know if they knew that's what was killing them, but
Yeah.
I'm sure there was more people. And
The more you learn, the more you go, this is a thing.
This is a thing. Or, a kid that's got autism, they go, this kid's not working out right.
He's
and they just
weird.
send it to a hospital, and you guys deal with it. They treated things different. They didn't have the diagnosis down pat yet.
Yeah. I mean, in 1632, according to this list, there were still 9,500 people dying of the plague.
Mm-hmm.
So 470 people died of teeth.
Yeah, right?
It just says teeth.
Is it having teeth?
Well,
Or your
a
teeth
tooth
rotting?
infection was
Rot out of your
fatal.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Gets into your bloodstream, and it's really
Yeah.
bad. I mean, today there's people who get really, really sick because they don't take care of their teeth.
Well, don't they say-
But dentists know enough now where they go, you gotta floss, homie.
Mm-hmm. Well, they also say dental hygiene is really, I don't even, in sync with how your mental health is. Like, if you have bad...
Self-care is the first thing to go.
Yeah.
So, yeah, some
But it
people
can
died
also
from teeth.
exaggerate it, too.
Mhm.
Because you can get infections that are right near your brain, and it starts eating away your brain quickly.
They had 38 people in London in 1632 die from the king's evil.
Which is what?
I don't know.
Beheaded
Right.
They
Like,
don't
that
have-
could have been a peanut. We don't know.
Right, yeah, the king's evil. Overlaid and starved at nurse. That's 7 people. Purples and spotted fever. And then consumption. Child bed claimed 171 people.
That might be, what's that called now?
Bit with a road dog is 1 person.
Rabies.
Dead in the street and starved. Only 6 people. Cut of the stone, which they determined was a word for kidney removal back then. 5 people died from the cut of the stone. But even back then, it's amazing that they would be able to, even though the procedures themselves might have been medieval and rudimentary, it's just amazing that people are always learning about the human body, and at least they knew what was going on. Like, they knew where things were, and,
It's in the head.
Duh.
Teeth. What'd they die of? Teeth.
Let me get the bad humors out of your brain. People were dying of gangrene and gout and French pox. Vomiting, 1 person. 27 people died of worms.
When is this from?
1632.
Nice.
Yeah. So a lot of wild things that, since we have come to understand what they are. But, and 5 people died from burnt and scalded. I have money for it. It's $1,000. Maybe you need this to take care of your teeth. You take care of them, I got to take care of you. It's from the Buzzard Bookie. Listen closely. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Bonus. That's bonus. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
Alan, they think that food allergies rising is tied to how we process and preserve food. That could be too, right? I mean,
sure
it's probably a lot. It's probably a combination
yeah,
of
I'm sure
a lot
there's
of
a lot of
things.
different things that play into that.
They tell
And
you
then also just a lot of people that had allergies didn't live as long, so they didn't reproduce. So just being overall healthier in general has made more people that will have conditions that used to be a death sentence to people.
Yeah. Somebody else said the king's evil was gout, except gout had its own thing on that list. I mean, that would make sense because gout was a rich person's disease because you had to have enough money to eat these rich foods. But what is gout? Like you get
Gout. Yeah. Let it all out.
But people still get gout.
Yeah, no, there's a comedian last night that was talking about having gout. I think Marty had gout at one point. But I think you just kind of stiffen up.
Inflammatory arthritis is what this says. Wow. Okay. But you get it do you still get it from like eating poorly?
Yeah.
Okay. Alcohol, organ meats, high fructose corn syrup. Okay. So people who aren't paying attention to those kinds of things get a bad case of gout.
What's scurvy?
That's a lack of vitamin C.
Yeah,
Okay.
Lyme.
Pirates would die from
But what
it.
what are the symptoms? What happens to you?
Wouldn't you get like sores and abscesses and things like that?
Ugh.
Or you'd lose a lot of weight because you weren't getting
I don't know.
joint muscle, leg pain, bleeding gums.
Teeth.
Maybe bleeding gums Murphy heads. Yeah, you die of teeth. Red or blue spots on the skin. But that's another thing,
Gotta
too.
get them daily greens, you know?
Right. Somebody who, back then who didn't know what was going on. And then further down the road, they go, oh, you just need more vitamin C. Here, take this. You'll be fine.
Eat an orange.
Eat an orange. You won't have any more, you won't die of teeth. Alan, I had a great aunt who died at 28 from a tooth abscess. Yeah. Salem witch trials, most of them had cinnamon allergies. That was a new spice brought, and everyone blamed them for witchcraft.
Oh.
Cinnamon allergies. Imagine drawing a through line, if that's true, drawing a through line from the Salem witch trials to like delicious fall holiday recipes. Who'd have thunk it?
Not me.
Steve Byrne had gout last year. Somebody, is that true?
Oh,
We just
yeah?
talked to Steve Byrne. He had gout?
I don't know. That's funny.
I got to ask him about that. Yeah, consumption was tuberculosis. Like, I know that, but it's pretty wild. I didn't grow up with allergies. But like my son has a peanut allergy. And, now they go, oh, if you give your kids stuff when they're real little, they won't develop those allergies. I'm like, I take your word for it, but it's like there was never a time when my older kids like weren't having peanut butter. So I don't know, but at some point he developed it. Hey, Roger.
Hello again.
Hey.
I'm Roger from Ridgeville.
Hi, Roger.
Hey, yes, you're so excited to talk to me, aren't you?
I'm excited to talk to everyone. It's a Friday. We're all here to have fun and maybe inject a bit of whimsy into Mary's life.
Please.
Yeah. Wake up. I'm drinking coffee right now. I'm thinking of you,
Thank you.
Mary.
Thank you.
Well, you guys was talking
Because
about
she's got a
all
bean you
the
want to grind or
allergies.
what?
I wouldn't mind grinding it
Yeah, all right, babe.
on a slow burner.
All right, that's enough.
Okay. I went to the doctor, and he gave me a test for my heart, for having heart conditions. And he said that because I go to the dentist and have my teeth cleaned like every 6 months, that the bacteria from my teeth is not going to my heart. And it is really good. And I actually told my dentist, and he was glad that a doctor is actually telling his patients, get your teeth cleaned. It's not just for your teeth and your smile. It's for your heart and your body.
I'm just I'm always harping on my young daughter to brush her teeth. And she does every night, but I got to walk her in there. I got to set her up because,
Kids
you know,
hate it.
kids want to run around and do stuff.
why?
I go, taking care of your teeth is one of the easiest things you can do that has got to have the most benefits to it. It's not hard to do.
Yeah.
And, you know, unless you got genetic
Nope.
stuff going on or whatever, but it's like, it's just a small thing you can do, man, that really is really good for you. And so I'm amazed how many
It's
people
so
don't
ben-
do it.
It's beneficial, you know, and even Bill said it might be something with your, you know, going cuckoo or whatever, you know, but, you know, you never know what you put in. I mean, what you're putting in your mouth today is not what our grandparents put in. And plus, people has allergies only because they've tried it for the first time and they just might not like it. And years ago, we ate what we were around with. You know, we didn't go to China and get their food. We didn't go anywhere else. We were raised on what we had in the backyard. So we were around it all the time.
Yeah.
And did you know that if you want a society that has no sickness, you know what you have to do?
Kill everybody.
You have to get rid of all the get rid of all the doctors and the medical, because if they are taking care of them, we're only going to have diseases that keep going and going. If they didn't find, you know, certain cures, that disease would have been annihilated.
Eugenics, right?
It would have annihilated itself.
Right, yeah.
No.
Yeah. All right. Well,
well-
that's something there. All right. Thank you, Roger.
I
Thank you,
love
pal.
you guys again.
Love you too. Take care of them
Take it
teeth.
easy.
Alan, it seems like just yesterday when Great Gramps succumbed to the fart needles in the summer of 1832. I
needles.
got the bad case of the fart needles. Terrible. I am going to take a break. And when we return, I will have Monster Jam tickets for you. Got a 4-pack, in fact. Second weekend of next month, they'll be back at the Romo Fijos if you want to win those. We'll hook it up, 35192 on a text for anything else.
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app. Rover's Morning Glory.
So, Doogie, you would date people and fake cry to make them feel bad?
I dated a guy that I wanted him to spend more time with me, and when I would cry, he